Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you here tonight to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event. We have two matches set here tonight. I know it's not a lot, but I promise you the two that we got tonight are definitely going to hit the nail in the coffin. We are starting things off with a championship match, the first title defense for David Apotheker. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. I actually know exactly what you're thinking because a lot of your fans here have been tweeting their displeasure. David Apotheker has been the Andrew and Friends Wrestling World Champion for around 2 months now, and this is his first title defense. Something that in all honesty, as your colored commentator, that I'm pretty upset about too. TBH. Our management team has been looking into this and is looking to make a change to that, and maybe it can make a bigger change with this man right here, Joey Massarelli, taking the title home tonight. It all started a very long time ago. This man, Joey Massarelli, won a triple threat match to become the #1 contender for the Andrew and Friends Wrestling World Champion. However, that shot was halted by the Angels of Anarchy attacking Joey Massarelli at the Backlash pay-per-view. We saw for quite a while, Joey Massarelli dealing with the Angels of Anarchy, and we saw, Parker Blevins come into play, and then Dylan and Isaac and fucking David, our champion, and Randall, and it's just a whole lot of hootenanny. Unfortunately, Joey Massarelli, him and his team at War Games, couldn't really topple, I guess you could say, over the champion and his team and all that. He still won that triple threat match fair and square. And he is finally getting that moment to show the world that he is championship material. But the only way for him to do that is to get through this man right here, David Apotheker. This man, David, won his respected Fatal 4-Way match on the first episode of Andrew and Friends Wrestling, punched his ticket to that Backlash pay-per-view I was just discussing, and he became the inaugural Andrew and Friends Wrestling World Champion. Like I said, a lot of people very upset and mad in their own right, and they have every way to feel that way, that this man, David, has yet to defend his title. We saw him go one-on-one with Dylan Baker. Actually lost the matchup, but as we know, our champion loves to plan things out, loves to be 2 steps ahead, he loves to say. Says that match is a fluke, only to show the world his newfound partnership with Randall, who we will be seeing competing later tonight in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But as you can see, David Apotheker is now here, about to show the world that, listen, it's I'm not defending my belt because I know how, he knows how embarrassing it's going to be when he steps in the ring with somebody who wants to challenge him. The thing about David is that he is a lot more aggressive than people make him out to be. He might not be the flashiest, he may not be the coolest, you could even say, but when he gets in that ring, it's a different story, and that is why he's our champion. I know it has been very rough when it comes to, the prestigeness of this title, but, hopefully that all changes here tonight, especially with the Money in the Bank ladder match. And as you can see, Joey Massarelli is feeling good, both arms raised up for the introduction. I know you guys can't hear that, I apologize, but, David Apotheker and Joey Massarelli are looking to kick off the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event here tonight. And as you can see, there he is, David Apotheker, sporting that wonderful Shield vest, paying homage to his favorite group growing up. This matchup is really going to be the really set the tone as to what is in store going forward at Andrew and Friends Wrestling. We've had a lot of ups, a lot of downs in this company, but hopefully, things turn around right now, whether it be we see David Apotheker show why he is the champion, or show why he should have lost it a long time ago. And ladies and gentlemen, we are underway here tonight. No flashy camera tricks tonight, just pure straight wrestling as, great maneuver by David to start things off. Immediately dealing some punches to the forehead of Joey Massarelli. He's already asking. He's begging Joey to put up a fight. And as you can see there, he looks for that fight for a collar and elbow tie-up, pushing Joey to the ropes. Now, the strategy for Joey here coming into it, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, we've never seen these two men deal with each other one-on-one. We did see them in War Games together about a month ago, I believe. And, David's team did prevail. So that's definitely going to, hold some of Joey's momentum. And look at David just toying with Joey here. Look at this. The asshole in our champion. You hate to see it. But Joey, he wants none of those games. He wants a fair fight. He does not want to be treated differently as he just looked for that collar and elbow tie-up. But David immediately pushed Joey off. That was that power and aggressiveness I was talking about with David. And once again, pushes Joey to the ropes. We saw the promo that David cut 2 weeks ago. Just, you're not ready for this. Like, I don't like you. And it's not because, I like everybody else. It's just because you are not in this position to stay. You can challenge me for this belt, but it's going to be the result you're not looking for. And that is exactly what David is looking to prove here tonight, is that Joey does not belong at the top of this division. And he's looking for a huge splash, but Joey managed to get out of harm's way. It has been mainly David this matchup, but Joey looks to come back with some knees, kicks, and a little bit of choppy there, perhaps in the pond. No, yes, actually in the pond. Excuse my fucking French. 2 count on the champ. And he kicks out. I love speaking too soon, especially in a case like this where, me, myself, not trying to be biased, but I would love to see Joey Massarelli pick up the win here tonight, maybe give some newfound prestige to that belt. But, I'm glad to see that I was wrong and now Joey's able to pick up the pace here. Beautiful Rainmaker by Joey. Looking to deal some damage down below to the back of our champion. Looking for some joint manipulation now. Classic from Joey Massarelli. Bang! Both knees right to the back. Stalking the champion now as he gets up. But David counters the kick, hits him with a gruesome GTS, and now the German suplex. Ladies and gentlemen, he's already calling for the RKO. Is it? Ooh, is it over early? Ladies and gentlemen, is it over? There is one, there is two. Ladies and Joey Massarelli kicks out. I really thought David had it there, but just that's how quickly it can be over. We saw the thing about David. He hit the GTS. He hit the German. Did you see how quickly he set up for that RKO? It was like a hawk. That's how fast it was, if that makes any fucking sense. But Joey with a beautiful counter to David. Went for that swanton that everybody fucking misses. Gee whiz, gee almighty. Second rope now. David calling for it here. Big drop kick sends Joey now down. Huge. Right to the neck. And that, wow. And that is it. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, David Apotheker puts away Joey Massarelli. I'm not going to lie, a little underwhelming there, but shit. I was not expecting it to be over that quickly, but I mean, hell, does that prove David right, ladies and gentlemen? Who knows? We are going to get into the Money in the Bank ladder match in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, right after this short message. Thank you, David Apotheker. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your general manager, Yellow Yoshi, wishing you all a happy Wednesday, and hopefully you are enjoying the Money in the Bank pay-per-view thus far. Unfortunately, I am not here for whimsy and fun. I am here with some breaking news. Earlier today, as he was arriving to the building, Parker Blevins was attacked in the back by a masked
man. Doctors have been evaluating him for some time, and it is within their best interest that Parker does not compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match tonight. We apologize to any of the fans looking forward to seeing him compete tonight, or hell, even possibly win. But we have to make sure the health of our competitors is 100% when they are competing in the ring. The Money in the Bank ladder match will now be a 5-way matchup instead of 6, and it begins right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have all been waiting for, the Money in the Bank ladder match is now underway. Unfortunately, Parker Blevins not able to compete tonight. You hate to fucking see it. But here comes a man who I don't even know how to describe the pure awesomeness this superstar has. And I'm not trying to glaze the gentleman here, but I mean, this is probably the most deserving superstar to be in this matchup here tonight. Zachary Mendoza, let's just take a look real quick, ladies and gentlemen. This man right here main evented the first 4 episodes, I believe, of Andrew and Friends Wrestling. That alone is something insane to think about. Now, when we get more into it, this man right here has wins over the like of Dylan Baker, Big Rand, Tristan Saintis. I believe he beat Satan at one point. I could be wrong. But this man has done wonders for this division. I mean, Joey Massarelli, he has a win over. Ethan Arroyo, he has a win over. You know, it is mind-boggling what this man has accomplished. And he could accomplish even more tonight if he wins the inaugural Mr. Money in the Bank. We can see the brand new black. We can see the brand new attitude, the brand new lights, camera, action, whatever the hell you want to give it. This man is ready, and I would not be surprised if he walks out of here tonight, Mr. Money in the Bank. But he's got to go through 4 competitors here tonight. It would have been 5, but like I said, unfortunately, Parker Blevins attacked by a masked man. Very skeptical about that. I'm upset, in all honesty, that man is not in it. But this man right here, I would love to say, I am very happy he is in this matchup. We don't see that long-ass yellow coat, baby. He's looking for red today. And look at those dragons on that vest. This man, D. Bradley Dylan Baker, is looking mighty fine here tonight. Big Money won a last chance qualifier triple threat match on our last episode to punch his ticket here tonight to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And my oh my, I'm glad it was him. You know, P-Dub Wrestling, I would have loved to see in this matchup. Tristan Saintis, I would have loved to see in this matchup. But D. Bradley Dylan Baker, you know, he's been the golden goose since day one. There's that fucking pyro fucking on me again because this game sucks. Breaking kayfabe real quick. Jesus almighty Christ. You know, this man Dylan, he's had a lot of ups. He's had a lot of downs. I mean, you know, he is one of our top guys. Everybody in this fucking company is amazing. I just want to preface that real quick. I'm going to take a bite of my cookie real quick. Give me a second. It's really fucking good. It's from the grocery store near my house. They always know how to do it, bro. It's crazy. It is really crazy. I mentioned Dylan being that golden goose. You know, he had his number generated to instantly punch his ticket to the inaugural Fatal 4-Way match for the Andrew and Friends Wrestling World Champion. We've seen him have great victories over the course of, you know, this company. One being against the world champion, you know, despite what David says about his plans and all that, you know, he has a win over the world champion. You know, he went to War Games, unfortunately lost. Hell, I mean, to be honest, he lost to Gilly Rebello to get a shot in this matchup, but, you know, he's slowly building his way back up. You know, he's got to win. He's got to win this. You know, I really think he does. Here comes a behemoth, ladies and gentlemen, the Brazilian bulldozer. I love to call him the Brazilian brute, Gilly Rebello. You know, he was on the shelf for a while, had a really, really brutal match with Isaac Wells at that Backlash pay-per-view, our first pay-per-view. And, he's been gone ever since, but he came back fighting. He came back swinging and instantly beat Dylan Baker to punch his ticket into the Money in the Bank ladder match tonight. The spin back that Gilly Rebello could have here tonight if he wins this Money in the Bank ladder match would truly be something special, and I would not be surprised. I mean, you can see the raw strength and size of this competitor every single time he steps into the ring, and it's something that I love to see. I mean, you think with a guy with glasses in the ring, he's a pretty fucking dumb guy, but, he uses it to his advantage. He can see better. I mean, if he takes them off, he can't really see that good, but he can see better. I don't know. I'm taking a sip of my Pepsi real quick. Wouldn't be an episode if I'm not drinking Pepsi, am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Fucking delicious. Now, here's a man that I think a lot of people are overlooking in this matchup. Nick Bennett, one half of the Angels of Anarchy. Respectively won at War Games and immediately got inserted into this matchup. It was actually both him and Andrew Powers. However, Andrew decided to step back and let his fellow Angel shine in this matchup. Now, you think about Dylan Baker, you think about how he's had all these ups and downs, and he's just about there, but he always, he always comes crashing down, as much as it sucks to say. You look at Zachary Mendoza, won an incredible best-of-7 series matchup, and has wins almost over half of the roster. You look at a guy like him. Look at a guy like Gilly Rebello, looking to bounce back immediately after coming back, from being injured, that highlight. And then you look at a guy like Nick Bennett. You could say he doesn't really have a lot going on. But the thing about Nick Bennett is that there is so much going on that we're not really realizing. I think the whole, idea of the Angels is exploiting. And they exploited Parker Blevins as somebody taking advantage of his friends and all that. And, I think that's something that, could have bit him in the ass, as we just saw, being attacked backstage. But even then, they beat him at War Games. And, the two men, him and Andrew Powers are looking for this mission. And I think getting that briefcase can really set the tone for that. So I think Nick Bennett is definitely somebody you want to look out for in this matchup. And as I'm talking and the pyro fucks up again because this game sucks, we're looking at our last competitor here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Big Rand, the right-hand man of our world champion, David Apotheker, who we saw successfully retain his championship in a butt-ass match, I'm not going to lie. But Big Rand is looking here. Now, here's the thing. You can be skeptical, and I don't blame you. Big Rand wins here tonight. There's the fucking pyro. This game sucks. You think, he wins the briefcase. There's the tension between him and David. Well, no. Big Rand wins here tonight, they're holding that briefcase hostage. It's a great play, and I think that's something that can really, really be taken advantage of with Big Rand and David. Hell, you never know what could happen if Big Rand wins. You can fucking cash that shit in, who knows. But, you gotta look at it from the perspective of knowing who our world champion is, knowing who Big Rand is now instead of who he was before. It's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy if Big Rand wins, but we are getting straight into the action here, ladies and gentlemen, as hell is going to break loose here tonight in our first Money in the Bank ladder match. You can see Nick Bennett already grabbing the ladder. Gilly Rebello dealing with Dylan Baker. Big Rand dealing with Zach on the outside. And man, oh man, shit is getting spiffy as Gilly Rebello kind of, takes a step back real quick. Kind of see what's happening, who's going after who, and looking to take advantage. As you can see, he grabs the ladder and shoves it right in Dylan Baker's fucking face as Zach showboats like a little pussy boy. Gilly Rebello brings the first ladder into the matchup, and now Zach immediately sees him. We got some fucking behemoths in this matchup, both Gilly and Randall in this matchup, two fucking brute forces. Zachary Mendoza, height-wise, then you got a guy like Nick Bennett, smaller, fast, agile, and a guy like Dylan Baker, a lot of everything. And Randall just barely misses that ladder. He plays a little possum as the three fucking brutes I was talking about are in the ring, dealing some fucking damage. As, big fucking move by Dylan on the outside to Bennett. Look at this shite. Boom. Randall now showboating on the outside. Dylan. Easy peasy lemon squeezy grabbing that ladder. Man, there's just a lot of chaos going on. Oh, fucking jeez balls. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why did two people just get thrown out like that? That's fucking redonkulous. This is really, you know, a game-changing night for one of the superstars here tonight as we see Dylan going for that joint manipulation. Randall looks on, doesn't want to interrupt. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But he decides, you know what, I'm actually going to grab a ladder and try to win this match. I fucking lied. He puts it in the corner. So why not? Why not? There's a lot of people we have never seen really face off before. You know, Nick Bennett and Gilly Rebello going at it, all fucking missing shots. Just missing shots. You know, Dylan and Randall have a huge history together. You could say the same about, you know, Dylan and Zach, Randall and Zach a little bit. You know, that first few weeks of Andrew and Friends Wrestling, you know, it was them four going at it. And just a huge right by Randall, you know. That's what's up. I'm the right-hand man. That is my job. My job is to win this briefcase and make sure none of you scumbags take the title off of David. And that's what we'd love to see with a glorious DDT by Randall Dawkins Van Lander. Oh, great move by Bennett. Bennett, first to climb the ladder here. Randall very distracted on shoving Dylan to the fucking outside. But Zach is looking for the right angle. Good shit. Oh, barely clipping the ladder. He's just looking for the right angle on Bennett, you know, pushing him off. It is what it is. It is what it is. And a huge clothesline by Gilly Rebello picks up Bennett. Oh, great power slam. Just, oh my god, the strength of Gilly Rebello is something so, it's mesmerizing. TBH. You know, it's a great, you know, great showing from all these gentlemen here tonight so far. As two men lie in the ring. Randall decides, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna go after Gilly. Two brutes going at it in this matchup, and oh! Like a bag of feathers. Like a bag of fucking feathers. Nick Bennett finally gets up. Sees Randall coming and hits him with a standing coffin drop. And look at this, Nick Bennett gives him time to shine. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, you don't doubt the kid. Bang! Right to the stomach of Big Rand. You know, we saw, you know, Big Rand and Nick Bennett team together at War Games. The two men now opposite sides. Gilly and Randall going at it once again. Love to fucking sheet ass shite. Dylan gets thrown to the outside now. Beautiful maneuver by Bennett, but he's been dealt a lot of damage thus far, but he's still kicking, alive and kicking. I've been over, passing up on the door, shit I'm getting, I'm with him to the problem is. As Zachary Mendoza lifts Nick Bennett up for the jerk hammer, center of the ring. Everyone's cleared out, but this man, Zachary Mendoza, I'll bet you $10 fucking this dude emotes on the outside. I lied. He actually grabbed the ladder. Holy shit. He actually did the thing he's supposed to. Oh my god, just fucking dinks Dylan right in the forehead. He's looking pretty good for Zach here. However, Nick Bennett is lying in the center of the fucking ring where he needs to put the ladder. Gilly and Randall still going at it. Zach realizing that Gilly is probably going to be a threat here. Decides, bonk, chop right to the fucking chest. Both men down. Both behemoths down. Zachary Mendoza is the last one in the ring. And look at this motherfucker showboating, realizing, hey, wait a second. I can just beat the shit out of everybody before I go for that ladder. However, I don't think he realizes that we see a man stalking on the outside as a beautiful chokeslam backbreaker. Oh my god, but Nick Bennett's back. Big elbow by Bennett. Oh! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit, the fucking timing was unreal. Holy shit. Drop kicked right into the fucking steps. Nick Bennett, big elbow to Dylan. Dylan with the side sweep. Minks that motherfucker. Oh, Nick Bennett gets out of harm's way. Holy shit, yo, I don't know how Zach's alive. What the fuck is happening? Right into the... Oh! Nick clips the fucking corner. Ow. Gee fucking whiskies, bro. Oh, now Randall looking for the F5 to the big man. But Gilly right back into things as the fucking ladder teleports in a big Rand's hand. But a huge kick by D. Bradley Dylan Baker. Gilly Rebello sees Dylan Baker on top. But wait a second. Big Rand's back in. Big Rand is pissed off at Gilly Rebello. Nick Bennett, though, not really just, just here for fun, but Dylan, no one sees Dylan. Someone get, no way. Holy shit. Oh my God. Dylan, grab me, you son of a bitch. Nobody, right, yes! Dylan Baker. Dylan Baker. It's Mr. Money in the Bank. Gilly and Randall dealing with each other. Nick Bennett just there to fuck him up. He knew it was too late. Dylan Baker is Mr. Money in the Bank.